So here we are. So this is the vlog posting for Saturday, March 28th. I'm doing it the morning of the 29th because I was just tired yesterday, so I didn't get around to it, and so I'm doing this vlog in the morning. It's kind of nice to do vlogs in the morning, to be honest with you. The sunlight is a little better. It's there's some nice things. There are a lot of things to be said about doing vlogs in the morning. I may start to do vlogs in the morning, start talking about the previous day. Maybe I'll start to do that in the future. But anyways, right now I'm still generally trying to do the vlogs at night, but you know, whenever I can't get around to it, I do it in the morning. And now we're in our lovely travel trailer. You probably haven't seen this for a little while. We've got Tonto right here up on the bed. And for today we're finishing off our second week on the road. So yeah. I think I'm getting a little travel weary. Road weary? Yeah, haven't quite gotten into the real, like there's this point whenever you start really traveling that you really get into the traveling, and I'm not quite there yet. It comes in fits and starts. I'll be excited, we'll have a couple of good days, and then it'll get cold and rainy, and then I'll get cranky again. But yeah, so right now, I don't know, just a little bit tired all in all. But you know, that's how it goes. Again, one of the reasons why I do these kind of vlogs is to show you guys how it is. There's this idea that when you hit the road, when you're on the road, it's just constant fun and constant adventure and just constant awesomeness. And I have to tell you, there's a lot of times when you're just slogging along, cold, rainy, tired, wondering why the hell you ever left your big old house. Don't really wonder why I left my big house, but anyways. So yesterday, or today's vlog, whatever, we went down and we rode on the Baldwin Jacksonville Rail Trail, and that was a pretty nice rail trail. So if you don't know what rail trails are, rail trails are the old railway beds that are no longer used in the United States. A lot of state and local governments have realized you can turn those railway beds into really nice trail systems. So basically, most of these railways used to go either into or around urban centers. So if you're looking to try to create more ways for people to hike or walk around in urban environments, these rail trails are great. These rail systems are great because the rail bed already runs through these urban environments. The right-of-way and all of that has already been dealt with. So what they do is they come in, they buy the old rail system, or they buy the old rail line, they rip out all of the old rail stuff, they put down pavement, and then you get a nice trail system out of it. So it's really good for things like bicycling or rollerblading and any of that kind of stuff, because it's generally smooth and flat, it's generally asphalted, overall pretty nice. Down here at the Jacksonville, the Baldwin Rail Trail. Pretty standard, good rail trail. It goes from here to here. I don't know Jacksonville-ville well enough to exactly explain where those two places are, but it goes for about 15 miles, and it's nice because you just go out, you go into the nature around here, and in Florida you get to bike through, they have woods, you bike through farmland right beside it, you bike through little suburban type communities, so it's a really nice way just to kind of to lose or to waste an afternoon just biking along and seeing all these things. The trail is maintained really well. The parking area and the facilities and all that were really nice. So if you're in the area, definitely take a look at the Baldwin Rail Trail. Now, if you're like me and you're adventuring, and you're traveling, and you're wondering, is the Baldwin Jacksonville Rail Trail the best use of your time? Probably not. It's a very good rail trail. It's a very nice rail trail. But it's you know, it's a rail trail. Really, honestly, after going on the rail trail yesterday, I kind of wish we had gone back to the island. So we were over at Amelia Island and Big Talbot Island and Little Talbot Island. Over there, they have some bike trails over there that were really awesome, like really cool. So, you know, on balance is one of those things where the Baldwin Rail Trail is nice. It is nice enough, but if I was going to be coming back through here again, I would go over to the bike trails over on the islands, because I just think overall those were just much cooler, right? Not necessarily nicer, I would just say much cooler. So yeah, that's what we did yesterday. Other than that, I don't know, maybe this will just be a short video today. Yeah, I don't really have a whole bunch else to say. Now, one of the questions that just came up, because I finally was able to upload the video for Timucuan, the Timucuan Historical and Ecological Preserve, and so that encompasses the old Kingsley Plantation and some other stuff that we're probably not going to be able to see this time around. Now, one of the questions that's come up is that I should do more due diligence. Due diligence is the word that was used. That's scary. And tell you guys a little bit more about the history of some of these places that I'm going to. And to be honest with you, I might do a little bit more history, tiny little bit more history for some of these places. But honestly, I'm kind of gonna try to skip a lot of the history lessons for doing all this travel and adventure. What I have found in my life doing all this travel and adventure is that the history lessons don't really matter that much. It's why my wife and I generally don't go to a lot of museums anymore. We don't really worry about all the historical tours. It's because what you find at a certain point in your life is you go through all these tours and you learn all this history. And then it usually gets flushed out of your brain about 30 seconds later. You get off the historical tour and you can't really remember what they were first talking about on the historical tour. Like, it literally goes in the brain and out the brain that quickly. And so what I have found in life and what I am trying to emphasize here is kind of what the modern world is like. So with the Timucuan Preserve, a lot of horrible things happen there. A lot of nasty, god-awful stuff happened there. But that's not what it is today. Today it is a historical site. And so I feel like in the modern world, there's enough of this push on history, especially enough of this push on who beat up who and who killed who and who raped who and who enslaved who, that it turns into, at a certain point it doesn't become useful anymore. You know, ignoring history isn't useful, but always continually pushing that history, I don't think is useful either. I think there's a balance, and so what I'm trying to do here is, I'm not a great history scholar. I did not get the greatest marks in history. As any of you guys know, I am not the most precise person in the world. So I'm just going to kind of try to skip a lot of the history lessons just because I don't feel there's a lot that I can personally add to the dialogue. I can add to the conversation about getting you out of the house and going out and doing something cool, right? You here. I can add to the conversation about how to do travel around the world in a travel trailer. I can add to the conversation on how to start a business. I can add to the conversation in technology. There are a lot of things that I can talk about where I can add to the conversation my opinion about whatever matters, right? As far as history is concerned, my opinion doesn't really matter. I'm not an aficionado of it. I'm not a buff of it. I don't have enlightened views about these things where I can suss out some little golden nugget of just wisdom out of it. And so I just don't really feel like there's a point for me to focus on that kind of stuff. That's why we have history teachers and all that kind of thing. So that question has come up. Yeah, as far as a lot of the history lessons and all that kind of stuff go, I really do. I'm generally trying to skip all that kind of thing because, again, there's nothing that I can add to the conversation. I think that's very important in life. Whenever you start to do things like vlogging, if you're going to do vlogging or if you're going to do content creation, one of the big questions you have to ask yourself is, what are you adding to the conversation? Right? So again, I can vlog about computers and technology. I can vlog about business. I can vlog about travel. There's a few other things I can vlog about. But there are a lot of things I just simply can't add to the conversation. There's nothing valuable that comes out of my mouth. And like I say, history is just one of those things. So think about that yourself. I see a lot of people, that's one of the issues I see, is a lot of people want to go out there and vlog. They're like, hey, that Eli guy, he's making money off of vlogging. He seems to be having a great time. I'm going to go out there and vlog. But then what they're talking about, they don't have enough knowledge to add anything to the conversation. When they start talking about whatever it is they're talking about, it's just kind of the same old thing that isn't inspirational, it isn't insightful, it doesn't give you any new vantage point, and therefore they wonder why they're not successful being a vlogger. And it's like, well, because you're not adding anything to the conversation. 1,000 other people are saying exactly what you're saying, therefore you're competing with 1,000 other people, and whenever you compete with 1,000 other people for anything, you're probably going to lose. So find that thing where you can be remarkable, as I would argue with everything in life. If you can find that place where you are remarkable, if you can find that topic where you are remarkable, then that is useful, then that is valuable. And on history, Eli is just not remarkable on. I'm remarkable in many ways. Being a history teacher is not one of those ways. So there we go. That will be it for today, because frankly in another 10 hours I'll be back here doing another one of these vlogs. So this is the vlog for whatever it is. It's supposed to be Saturday the 28th. Doing it on the 29th. Oh, I'm tired. Just so you know, even traveling around the country in an RV trailer, you do in fact get tired. Oops, where is that? There you go.